Welcome back to the XDS Custom Shop in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm here with Eric. Say hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
What do we got today? We've got a... I asked the question and started answering.
I like that you...
some sort of faux pas?
No, you answered it before me because you knew I was going to say, we've got a pedal board, Barry.
Yeah, that's true. I did have a sense of that.
You anticipated my nonsense.
Well, this board is for our buddy Daniel Newell.
Yeah.
It's got a riser, hinged tier, if you will.
It's version 2 of this platform.
That's right.
There was different stuff on here years ago. How many years? 2, 3, probably 4 at this time, maybe.
So I see a conduit on there. Why do boards need conduits, Eric? It looks like it's flashing. It is.
It's
flashing.
getting clock, yeah.
So why have a conduit?
Well, there are many. Well, Midi is a protocol that things can talk with other things, let's say. Sometimes you'll get a DIN connector, such as this here. Probably seen these 5 pins. You only use the middle 3.
That's true. That was a big revelation for me when I was a kid.
The joke in college when I learned about it, because we all hated it, was that the outside 2 lines carried the evil because Midi was terrible.
Oh, really?
We didn't like it.
Wirelessly?
No, it was just a joke because we didn't care for it. So we thought they carry the bad stuff. But sometimes you get a 5-pin like that, and usually there's an ISO optolator. Optolator? What word am I looking for?
Opto-isolator?
Opto-isolator in there.
For the in, not the out.
For the in, yeah, which keeps your ground separate, essentially. This one doesn't. This one may. But they also have different shaped holes in them.
Yeah, it gets confusing because you've got DINs, quarters, and 1/8" TRS connections, but they may or may not be isolated. And some of them are just tip sleeve, like the Chase Bliss stuff, which is definitely not isolated.
And some of them use different ring active, tip active.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Disaster Area has a couple products that will help you navigate.
Yeah, there's a couple different
the minefield that is MIDI-able stuff these days.
Yeah, these are good if you aren't doing a bunch of ground loopy things where you're going to have problems. Yes.
So the conduit does a similar thing where it takes that DIN in, and then you can bus it out to 4 outputs here, and they can either be like proper MIDI or the not isolated MIDI, the 5-volt TTL MIDI, that sort of thing. Stuff. So that's what the conduit's for.
That's what it's doing on there, yeah.
So you can see here, Eric's got it labeled. The Mastermind is going up to the conduit and then fanning out to the HX, the Echo system, and then the Flint, and providing MIDI to all those, despite the fact that those all have different sort of hardware inputs.
Yeah. So that works nicely.
Well, walk us through this board and how it's configured in the PBC. Now, the PBC has reorderable loops.
Indeed it does.
But we've sort of picked, at Daniel's behest, a kind of an appropriate default order. So what would that be on this setup?
Yeah. Well, we come in here, go to tuner up here, and then that comes over here to...
Get that tuner because I missed it.
And yeah, it's an interface. This is version 2 of the board, so we already had this interface on here. The in and outs are the same, essentially. This had a ES8 on it, I think.
It did.
It's a little bit different now. Comes into here, and the loops are as follows. Loop 1 is... I don't remember. I did this one a few days ago. I've already forgotten. Loop 1 is the first half of this HX effects. Because this has loops in it, you can cut it in half, essentially.
Right.
And so that's why. And there's a couple different ways you could do that. But we're going in the input, sending out. That's loop 1. Then the back half of it.
The return to the out. Yeah.
So there's loop 1, loop 2, classic RC booster.
For sure.
King of Tone, another modern classic. Loop 3, oh, that's the King of Tone. Loop 4 is the Lightspeed. Loop 5 is an ODR that we rehoused. Loop 6. Ooh, the Winford. An early one, too.
It is.
I like that one. Loop 7, EQ. Loop 8, Lillian. A pedal, not a person. And then loop 9 is back up to here, the post half of this.
And you guys saw on that bottom level that it's a Strymon Zuma powering a Chalk's Crux, which powers the HX effects without issue.
Just runs all day long. And this Empress is inside of the other loop of this pedal of the HX. Man, it's crazy.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah. And then after that, after the PBC here is the Flint, and then out of the output here into the world.
So the Flint is not in an audio loop. It's being turned on and off via MIDI.
Flint is out there by itself.
Very cool.
But it's got good
listening. And then what are
ears.
the two treadle things?
This one goes to the HX, and this one goes to the PBC. So you could express anything in here, anything in here, anything in here.
So you might say, where's my volume pedal? Well, you could configure the HX.
Man, you could have 2 volume pedals. What a world that would be. Huh?
You could.
Be crazy. Also for amp switching, I think, there's the control outs here.
Which are tied to the PBC.
Yeah, which are tied to that. So the function switches, I think they're called. So that can do a bunch of stuff.
That's great.
Pretty cool. Little extra box we made here to bank up and down on here, or really whatever Daniel wants to set it for. Song up and down, bank.
Could be anything.
Who knows? Tap, wildcard stuff. But yeah, this is a pretty cool board. Very old hinge we made. Holding up pretty well.
It is. This is a little bit different than the way we do them now, but it has served well.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Eric, this is a powerful board.
It is. It's a very strong board.
And you did a beautiful job as always. If you guys need something like this or something completely different, you know who to call. Wait, what?
I want to leave you all with a song recommendation. I was thinking about what are just really satisfying songs to listen to. And now that I've got the spotlight, I forgot what it's called. It's in my new playlist though here, which is really exciting.
This had better be worth it, man.
It's by Go West, and it's called "The King of Wishful Thinking." Tell me,
I love that song. I love that song. I got in trouble in the 3rd grade for singing that song incessantly.
I believe that. I've been singing a lot at home over the weekend.
Yeah, that is a monster tune. So that was worth the wait.
Go listen to Go West.
Thank you for interrupting my outro with that, because that is worth checking out. If you're a younger person who have not yet heard that song with a resurgence of 80s motifs.
What year did that even come out, I wonder?
I don't know.
1990. Yeah.
Definitely worth checking out. Great singer, great tune.
Yeah.
Back to basics now. If you need something like this or something completely different, you know who to call. We'll talk to you then. Later.